You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 10th of October. British Prime Minister hails India's rapid economic rise, says the UK and India are natural partners for the future. India to reopen its embassy in Kabul. EAM Jaishankar meets Afghan counterpart for key bilateral talks. And Sri Lankan Navy arrests 47 Indian fishermen, 5 boats seized over alleged poaching in Lankan waters. And now for all the details. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer on Thursday applauded India's economic growth and said that India is on track to becoming the third largest economy by 2028, an economic superpower in the making, and the United Kingdom is perfectly placed to be partners on that journey. Starmer further added that UK is one of only 3 countries in the world with $1 trillion tech sector, and India is poised to be the 4th. We are opening up new opportunities in India for British businesses, opportunities that other countries simply do not have. It has given us a unique edge. I have come here this week leading our biggest trade delegation to India ever to follow through on this deal, he added.
Just look at the sheer scale of India, the world's largest democracy, on track to become the 3rd largest economy by 2028, an economic superpower in the making. And we, the UK, are perfectly placed to be partners on that journey. We want to build the sectors and the skills of the future together.
The visit of UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer to India concluded with a comprehensive list of 12 key outcomes, marking a major step forward in bilateral cooperation across technology, education, trade, climate, health and research. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the successful first phase of the Gaza peace plan. PM Modi also highlighted growing momentum in India-US trade negotiations. In a post on X, Prime Minister Modi said he had a conversation with Donald Trump, calling the Gaza plan historic, and expressed satisfaction over the progress in India-US trade negotiations. On the trade front, India and the United States are moving closer to a long-awaited bilateral trade deal. The US continues to be India's largest trading partner, with bilateral trade reaching $131.84 billion in 2024-25. US-bound exports account for nearly 18% of India's total outbound trade. PM Modi's remarks come after Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal said the two nations are in constant dialogue with a likely deadline set for November. And in a strong rebuttal at the United Nations General Assembly, India has reaffirmed that Jammu and Kashmir remains an integral part of its territory. Responding to Pakistan's baseless claims, Lok Sabha MP PP Chaudhary addressed the UN, dismissing Pakistan's statements as baseless and accusing Islamabad of misusing global platforms. Chaudhary, leading India's delegation at the 3rd committee debate, firmly stated that Jammu and Kashmir remains an integral and inalienable part of India. With tensions at the UN continuing, India's firm stand on Jammu and Kashmir, coupled with its development achievements, sends a strong message to the international community.
Madam Chair, it is deplorable that my delegation has to respond to the falsehood and propaganda peddled by Pakistan. We reject the baseless and distorted remarks on Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir, an integral and inalienable part of India. Pakistan continued to display its utter lack of respect for this august forum by misusing the principle of self-determination to further its narrow political ends. As recently as October 2024, a country that regularly rigs its election, jailed its popular leaders, bombed its population, and is presently brutally suppressing popular protests should be ashamed to point fingers at others. The truth is, Pakistan is diverting focus from the failed state it is. Nothing short can be expected from a country that's its own army chief characterized as a dump truck.
Moving on. In a significant diplomatic move, India's External Affairs Minister S. Shankar, during the bilateral meeting with Afghan Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi, announced that India will reopen its embassy in Kabul that was shut for 4 years ago. In his remarks during the meeting held on Friday, Jaishankar touched several aspects of the Indo-Afghan ties, ranging from development partnership to cricket. India expressed appreciation towards the invitation of Afghanistan for exploring mining opportunities in the country, noting that it can be discussed further.
Excellency, we have a common commitment towards growth and prosperity. However, these are endangered by the shared threat of cross-border terrorism that both our nations face. We must coordinate efforts to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. We appreciate your sensitivity towards India's security concerns. Your solidarity with us in the aftermath of the Pahalgam terrorist attack was noteworthy.
Afghanistan's foreign minister said that the Islamic Emirate would never allow any forces to threaten or use its territory against other nations, as he reaffirmed Kabul's commitment to regional peace and cooperation during talks with Jaishankar. Muttaqi arrived in New Delhi on Thursday on a week-long visit to India. His visit from October 9 to 16 marks the first high-level delegation from Kabul to New Delhi since the Taliban took control of Afghanistan in August 2021.
हम जैसे हिंदुस्तान के साथ अच्छा ताल्लुकात चाहता है, पाकिस्तान के साथ भी अच्छा ताल्लुकात चाहता है, लेकिन ये ताल्लुकात दोनों तरफ से हो सकता है, एक तरफ से तो नहीं हो सकता है। इसलिए हमारा ख्वाहिश ये है कि ऐसे गलती को तकरार नहीं करना चाहिए। अफगानियों का हौसले नहीं आजमाया, उसको ज्यादा छेड़ना अगर लोग करता है तो वो एक बार अंग्रेज से पूछे, फिर सोवियत यूनियन से पूछे, फिर अमेरिका से पूछे, फिर नाटो से पूछे, ताकि वो आपको थोड़ा सा समझाए कि भाई अफगानिस्तान के साथ ऐसा खेल करना ये अच्छा नहीं है।
Moving on. The Sri Lankan Navy has arrested 47 fishermen from Tamil Nadu, accusing them of illegally fishing in Sri Lankan waters. In a post on X, the Navy said that it seized 5 fishing trawlers and accused the fishermen of crossing into Sri Lankan territorial waters. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has now written to India's External Affairs Minister S. Shankar, urging action. The fishermen, along with their boats, were taken to northern Sri Lanka, where they are expected to face legal proceedings. This arrest follows a similar incident last month when 12 Indian fishermen were detained near Jaffna. The issue of Indian fishermen being detained by Sri Lanka is a long-standing one, with both nations at odds over the maritime boundary in the Park Strait. And a week after heavy downpours battered Nepal, major highways remain paralyzed, forcing people to walk long distances or remain stranded in their villages. Several sections of the Japanese-assisted BP highway, already damaged by the 2024 floods and later restored with divergence, have been swept away again. Local authorities, in coordination with the central government, are setting up new diversions, but travelers are struggling to cross river sections, clinging to rocks or risking their lives on two-wheelers. Many have no choice but to remove their shoes and wade through fast-flowing water. According to Nepal police, at least 9 major highways remain completely obstructed, disrupting travel across the country. The BP highway was completed in 2015 at the cost of 21.5 billion Nepali rupees. The single-lane 160 kilometers highway is the shortest route connecting eastern Terai and hill region with Kathmandu.
दसैँ अगाडि त यो बाटो हिँड्दाखेरि ठिकै जस्तो लाग्यो, राम्रै थियो आवाजात गर्नलाई। अहिले चाहिँ धेरै गाह्रो भएको छ। अब अस्ति पानी परिदेखि नै अब उतै गाउँमै अड्केरै बसेको धेरै दिन भइसक्यो, अनि लास्टै गाह्रो भइरहेछ।
यो जानुभन्दा अगाडि सरदर अष्टमी नवमीको दिनसम्म यहाँ चाहिँ दिनको करिब 400-500 वटा गाडीसम्म कन्टिन्यू गइरहेको थिए भने तपाईको यो जाने नै दिन पनि करिब झन्डै 100 वटा जति गाडीहरू चाहिँ यहाँबाट पास भइसकेका थिए।
And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.